Hey everybody, this is NJ here, the host of the NJ podcast, and this is Transformational Choosedays. This is part of the everyday series where we try to get you to say, like Jay-Z, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. Let me handle my business, dang. And on today's episode, we will be talking about act before it happens. Act before it happens, and this is related to using insight. Hindsight is always 20/20, but foresight will make you an icon. He was one of the most greatest military strategists. Napoleon Bonaparte is known as one of history's greatest military commanders. One key strength was his ability to see the enemy's tactics before they employ them. He would spend countless hours planning, thinking, and preparing for every possible outcome from a battle. When the time came to fight, he was able to win some battles comfortably because he had insight gained from planning and experience. His downfall at the Battle of Waterloo was that he was late to the battle, which was a lack of insight on his behalf. This was also part of his downfall when it came to fighting the Russians. Insight is the capacity to gain an accurate and deep understanding of someone or something. Insight is critical in order to see yourself as your own business and to make sure that you last out there. So what is this thing they call insight? Now, insight is being able to see or understand something clearly beyond normal levels of comprehension and before things happen. Insight includes understanding a cause and effect relationship, namely, if you do A, then B will happen. This can be referred to as an epiphany, an aha moment, or a eureka moment when a solution to a problem presents itself suddenly. Those who have been able to build themselves as a legacy and build legacy businesses can constantly apply deep levels of insight. Now, here are some of the levels of insight that we can use, that we will go through, and there are three stages of them. The first stage of insight is knowledge. Now, this is the facts, information, and skills acquired through experience or education. The theoretical or practical application of a subject. This is the basic level where what has been learned has not been internalized. Knowledge is useful, but it is not worth much and without practical application. The second level is understanding. This is where knowledge gained has been internalized through experience. Rafael Nadal is one of the greatest tennis players ever, and he won his first Grand Slam in 2005. He won in a manner that displayed how great his understanding of the game is. The only way to become meaningful is to reach a good level of understanding so that you are improving your own insight. And the third level is deep insight. We've moved from knowledge to understanding to deep insight. Now, this is a stage where a domain has been so internalized and mixed with emotion, experience, and belief that you make decisions that seem supernatural. I once worked with a delivery manager who would walk into any business or project, assess what was wrong, put a plan into action, and turn the fortune around in such a short space of time that I nicknamed her the prophetess. This is because she possessed such a level of insight that she was invaluable. Now, insight is something that is gained through experience. You cannot shortcut it. Wayne Gretzky is undisputably the greatest ice hockey player of all time and is nicknamed the Great One. He played for 21 years, scored 894 goals, and had 1,963 assists in 1,487 games. He hoisted 4 Stanley Cups, received 10 Art Ross trophies, 9 Hart trophies, 5 Pearson trophies, and 2 Conn Smythe trophies, not to mention his 15 All-Star trips. His number is retired league-wide, not team-wide, not franchise-wide, league-wide, an honor that no other player holds. When asked how he became, quote-unquote, the Great One, he replied, "I always skate to where the puck will be, not where it is. I always skate to where the puck will be, not where it is." This talks to the power of anticipation. anticipating the next move, and this was gained through decades of training and experience. Always seek the most experienced and liquid in thought who will have the insight to anticipate what will come. And if you have great skills of insight and anticipation, you will, in this life, be able to understand what risks are going to come up, how to act before they happen, and to think of the worst case scenario. And you'll be great at this one discipline called risk management. Now you need to act before this happens. The Titanic was known as the ship that would not sink. However, there was a project manager who knew that with the tight deadline and lack of testing, you can tell I've worked as a project manager. That's why I'm talking about this story. So this project manager knew that with the tight deadline and lack of testing, the ship would sink if not given more time. To action this, he put together a plan to act before things went bad. However, many people had other interests. The project manager resigned and the ship went to sea. Thousands lost their lives and the head of the company was imprisoned. Had people listened to the project manager, the Titanic catastrophe would not have happened. The risk would have been mitigated. A risk is something bad that might happen that will affect the well-being of you, an organization, or a project. An action strategy dictates what will be done to address the risk when it happens. The greatest business people and project managers think about everything that can go wrong and act before it happens. Only those with great skills are in the better positions to save organizations and build themselves for a legacy and to become more invaluable. Act before it happens and don't wait to be fighting fires on something that could have been prevented. Now, this is what you can expect from using insight. So insight is being able to assess a situation quickly and being able to act accordingly. Proper application of insight will win wars and build businesses. Lack of insight can lead to casualties and failures. There are different levels of insight that can only be gained through experience, so you can act before your catastrophe hits. And Oliver Wendell Holmes Sr. said, "A moment's insight is sometimes worth a life's experience." A moment's insight is sometimes worth a life's experience. So we need to act before it happens, because this world is a dangerous one. There are many catastrophes, dangerous toils and snares, and if you don't prepare yourself for the worst case scenario, then when you face it, you're not going to be prepared. If you join the military, they teach you how to deal with a jammed gun and to handle a dead body, because those are the worst case scenarios. And if you prepare for it, then your higher chances of surviving in the military are easier. And if you're not prepared for it, then you're going to find yourself in a world of trouble. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Transformational Choosedays, where we talked about act before it happens, which is a result of insight gained through years of experience. If you like this episode, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And if you're interested in any merchandise and books, please head over to the website. And I hope that you can say, like Jay-Z, "I'm not a businessman, I am a businessman. Let me handle my business." Dang. Go out there, choose to act before things happen, and I will see you on the next episode.